So we are going to discuss the congenital heart diseases of the children. We have summarized all the diseases, and we will look at the important points and salient features of each disease separately. First of all, we will discuss the ventricular septal defect. It is the most commonest form of the congenital heart diseases and constitute the 32% of the all congenital heart diseases. It may be membranous or muscular as ventricular septal defect. So it is present, it occurs in the septum between the two ventricles. So in this part, as we know, first part of the septum is membranous, and the lower part is the muscular. So it can be either membranous or muscular and may be asymptomatic. Pansystolic murmur occurs if there is ventricular septal defect, and it occurs at the lower left sternal edge, and it radiates to the precordium. So ventricular septal defect is associated with a pansystolic murmur, which occurs at the lower left sternal edge, and it radiates to the precordium. There is a parasternal thrill, and many close spontaneously and do not require any specific treatment. It presents mainly due to the recurrent chest infections, and the most lethal outcome of this can be the heart failure. Now, patent ductus arteriosus, also called as an abbreviation PDA, it constitutes 12% of the congenital heart diseases, and the murmur associated with the PDA, specific murmur associated with the PDA, is continuous machinery murmur, and it can be felt below the left clavicle. There is a collapsing pulse in the PDA, and it is more common in the premature infants. Now come towards the pulmonary valve stenosis. It constitutes 8% of the congenital heart diseases, and due to the stenosis of the pulmonary valve, child may be the cyanosed at the birth, and may be the duct dependent. Ejection systolic murmur occurs in the pulmonary area, and it radiates to the back, and evidence of the right ventricular hypertrophy present on the ECG. Teratology of Fallot, it constitutes the 6% of the congenital heart diseases, but on the exam point of view, it is most common form of the congenital heart diseases, which comes frequently in the examination. There is the ejection systolic murmur associated with the teratology of Fallot, also called as an abbreviation TOF. There is the intermittent cyanosis from birth. There is right ventricular hypertrophy on the ECG. Remember, with the right ventricular hypertrophy on ECG, but cyanosis continuously present from the birth is the pulmonary valve stenosis. But if there is right ventricular hypertrophy and cyanosis is intermittent from birth, then more chances of the teratology of Fallot. And also these two can be differentiated on the basis of the radiation. In pulmonary valve stenosis, ejection systolic murmur in pulmonary area radiate to the back, while in teratology of Fallot there is no radiation of the ejection systolic murmur towards the back. Along with all these features, there is an additional feature in the TOF, which is the boot-shaped heart and oligemic lung fields on the chest X-ray. Now come towards the atrial septal defect. This is the defect in the septum between the two atria. It constitutes 6% of the congenital heart diseases. It can be of the two types, ostium secundum and ostium primum. Ostium secundum occurs if there is the defect of the foramen ovale and the atrial septum, and ostium primum can occur due to the defect of the atrioventricular septum. It is usually asymptomatic at birth. There is a fixed split second heart sound. This is the specific feature associated with this heart disease only, that there is a fixed split second heart sound. There is a pulmonary flow murmur. It presents with the recurrent chest infections, and the most common, the most grave outcome of this can be the heart failure. Now come towards the coarctation of aorta. It also constitutes 6% of the congenital heart disease, and it presents as a shock when duct closes in the first few days of the life. It may present with a heart failure and a murmur over the back. It causes hypertension in the older children, and weak or absent femoral pulses due to the coarctation associated with the Turner syndrome. Now come towards the atrioventricular septal defect, the defect in the septum between the atria and the ventricle. It constitutes 5% of the congenital heart diseases. Atrial and ventricular communication occurs due to the which mismatch of the flow occurs, and it may have single atrioventricular valve. It is most commonly associated with the Down syndrome. 40% of the Down syndrome have an atrioventricular septal defect, and there is the superior axis on the ECG. Aortic valve stenosis also constitute 5% of the congenital heart diseases. If severe, it presents as a shock or heart failure when duct closes. May represent as the asymptomatic murmur. Older children may have syncope or reduced exercise tolerance. Ejection systolic murmur occurs which radiates to the neck. Remember, ejection systolic murmur also occurs in the teratology of Fallot, but it does not radiate. Aortic ejection systolic murmur also occurs in the pulmonary valve stenosis that radiated to the precordium, and ejection systolic murmur in the aortic valve stenosis radiates to the back. Radiates to the neck. Now, the last disease of the congenital heart disease is the transposition of the great arteries. It constitutes 5% of the congenital heart diseases. It causes severe cyanosis and acidosis at birth, and it requires atrial septostomy and urgently followed by the definitive switch operation.